John, and welcome to Seriously Read a Book. Today we are reading part 2 of Junie B. Jones and That Meanie Jim's Birthday by Barbara Park, illustrated by Denny Sprunkus. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, click the bell, and heck, even go out and get a copy of the book, because this is a really fun one to read. Alright, here we go. Chapter 4, Moving. The next morning I didn't get out of my bed, not even when Mother hollered, "Time for breakfast." She came into my room. "Didn't you hear me, Junie B? It's time to eat," she said. I looked up from my pillow. "Yeah, only I'm not even hungry. Plus, also, I'm moving today," I said. Mother smiled. She sat on my bed. "You're moving, huh?" she asked. "And exactly where will you be going?" I did my shoulders up and down. "Somewhere," I said. "Somewhere where?" she asked. "Somewhere not here, that's where," I said. Mother hugged me. "This is still about Jim's birthday party, isn't it?" she said. "You're still worried about not getting an invitation." "No, I'm not," I said. "On account of I'm not even going to that school anymore, on account of I'm moving today." Mother shook her head. Then she went out of my room and she and Daddy did whispering in the hall. Pretty soon Daddy came in. He gave me a piggyback ride to the kitchen. Then Mother made my favorite hot cereal and she let me have all the brown sugar I wanted. Here's a picture of Junie B. Jones with her dad giving her a piggyback ride on the way to the table, and the mother is setting everything up for breakfast. She sat down next to me. "You know, Junie B, Jim is only doing this to hurt your feelings," she said. "He just wants to get a reaction from you, that's all." "Sure she does," said Daddy. "And when someone's trying to hurt your feelings, there's only one way you can get back at them. You have to pretend you don't care," said Mother. "You have to pretend you don't even want to go to that party. Because if you pretend you don't want to go, it will take all the fun out of it for him." Daddy winked. "You can do that, can't you?" he asked. "You are the best little pretender in the entire world." Just then my whole face lighted up, because that word gave me a great idea. Hey! I just figured out where I can move to. It's called It's a Small World After All, and it's at Disneyland. Remember that, Daddy? It's where all those puppets keep on singing that same song over and over and over again. I smiled. That would be a happy place to live, don't you think? Daddy looked at me a real long time. Then he put his head down on the table, and he started knocking it on the edge. Mother pulled him up from there. They went into the hall and did more whispering. After a while, Mother called to me from her bedroom. "Junie B, could you pick up the phone, please? It's your grandfather. He wants to talk to you for a minute." I picked up the phone. "Hello?" "Hello yourself, little girl," said my grandpa, Frank Miller. "What you up to this morning?" "I'm moving today." Grandpa Miller sounded upset. "Moving?" he said. "Oh no, you can't be moving. If you move, then you won't be able to come over to my house on Saturday." I crinkled up my eyebrows at him, because this conversation sounded fishy, that's why. "Yeah, only how come you want me to come to your house?" I asked. "And how come it has to be on Saturday?" "Because Saturday's the day I do my work around here, remember?" he said. "And you're still my little helper, aren't you?" I thought very careful. "Yes," I said. "On account of sometimes I help Grandpa fix stuff. It's called odd jobs, I think." "Are you doing odd jobs?" I asked him. "Is that why you want me to come there?" "Sure, I'm doing odd jobs," said my grandpa. "But I can't do them without my helper, can I? You're the one who wears a tool belt, aren't you?" I smiled very proud, because Grandpa Miller's tool belt is the bestest thing I love. It has a jillion tools hanging off that thing. It wraps around me 2 whole times. And I don't even cave in. Just then, Grandpa Miller made his voice real quiet. "You haven't even heard the best part yet," he whispered. "Guess what I'm gonna be fixing?" I whispered back at him. "What?" Then Grandpa Miller said for me to hang on a minute, on account of he wanted to close his door, or else Grandma might hear. "If your Grandma hears, then she'll want to be my helper instead of you," he said. I waited very patient. "Ready?" he said. "Ready," I said. "Okay. I'm going to be fixing the upstairs toilet. Just then my mouth came all the way open. 'Cause fixing the upstairs toilet is a dream come true. That's why. Are you gonna take the lid off the top, Grandpa? Are you gonna keep flushing it and flushing it? Are you gonna watch all the water go out of that thing? I asked. Sure I am, of course I am. That's half the fun of fixing the toilet, right? He said, right! I said, very excited. Plus also, I love that big ball that floats on the top. Me too, said my grandpa. I love that big ball too. And so I can count on you, can I? You and I have a date on Saturday, right? I thought some more. Yeah, only I think there's something you forgot, Grandpa. What? He asked. What did I forget, little girl? I raised my eyebrows at that silly head. You forgot that I'm moving today. Chapter 5, Being a Buzzing Bee. Grandma and Grandpa Miller take turns babysitting me before lunch. Then they get me dressed for kindergarten. Except for today, Mother came home from work and she got me dressed instead. She said she would drive me to school. If I drive you, then you won't have to see Jim on the bus, she said, very thoughtful. She got out my clothes for school. It was my jumper with the frogs on it. Yeah, only guess what? I'm not even wearing school clothes today on account of I'm moving, and so I have to wear moving man clothes. Mother kept on trying to put that jumper on me. That's how come I made my legs and arms real stiff, so they wouldn't fit in there that good. Then me and Mother wrestled a teeny bit, and she stood me on my head, and she pulled my tights on me. You're not moving, Junie B, she said. You're going to school, and that's final. Running away from your problems never solves anything. Yeah, only I'm not even running, I said. I'm calling Ryder wrench trucks, and those guys will drive me. Here's a picture of upside down Junie B with her mom pushing the tights onto her legs. Ah, yes. Looks like a normal morning in the Junie B. Jones house. Mother smiled. She tried to hug me, but I kept on staying real stiff. I stayed real stiff all the way in the car to school. Mother parked the car in the parking lot. Then she lifted me out the door, and she carried me real stiff to the parking lot. She stood me up in the grass. Everything will be fine. You'll see, she said. Just remember what Daddy and I told you. If anyone talks about the party, pretend it doesn't bother you. She kissed me goodbye on the stiff head. Just then, I heard voices hollering. Junie B! Hey, Junie B! Look what we got! They hollered. I turned around. It was my bestest friends, Lucille and that Grace. They were running at me. Look, said Lucille. Look what Jim gave us. It's invitations to his birthday party on Saturday. It's just like he told us, Junie B, said that Grace. He's really gonna have a petting zoo there. I quick covered my ears with my hands. Then I closed my eyes and I sang a loud song at them. It's called, I Can't Hear You, You're Not Even Bothering Me. I sang it at the top of my lungs. I can't hear you, I can't hear you, you're not even bothering me. Then I kept on singing and singing that thing till they went away. And they did the cuckoo sign at me. After that, I sat down in the grass all by myself and I looked all around the playground. Lots of other children had invitations too. Darn it, I whispered. Darn it, darn it, darn it. That's when I saw that meanie Jim. He was giving an invitation to a boy named Crybaby William. Crybaby William is the scarediest cat in room 9. He is even scared of a teeny flea, I think. Just then, I sat up a little straighter. 'Cause I just got another idea in my head, that's why. It was called, hey, maybe I can take William's invitation away from him, because he won't even chase me probably, and so then I will have my very own invitation and William can get another one from that Jim, and then everybody will get to go to the party, including me. I stood up from the grass, then I squinted my eyes at Crybaby William, and I started to run at him. Very slow. Then I run faster and faster, till finally I was running as fast as a speeding bumblebee. I buzzed all around William, zippity quick. His eyes couldn't even follow me that good. Then I buzzed right in his face. And quick I grabbed that invitation out of his fingers. And I run my fastest to the swing set. And guess what? William didn't even follow me, that's what. This is a picture of very happy Junie B. Jones with an invitation. And I think there are some people behind her here. We have, yes, there is William looking very upset, other kids not noticing. Do you think this is going to go well for Junie B? Guess we'll find out soon. And here's more good news. William's invitation didn't even have his name on it, so that means it can be for anybody, probably. Only now it's mine, I said, because I will put my name on it when I get to room 9, and it will be my very own invitation. Just then the bell rang for school. I put my invitation way down in my deep pocket, and I skipped very happy to my class. Mrs. was standing outside of room 9. William was standing with her. His nose was sniffling a real lot. I tried to skip past them, but Mrs. grabbed the straps of my frog jumper. She pulled me back. Yeah, only I don't actually think that is good for the outfit, I said. Mrs. did a frown. Junie B, did you take something that belonged to William? She asked. No, I said, because his name wasn't even on it. And so that means it is for anybody, I think. Mrs. tapped her angry foot. Was William holding an invitation, Junie B? And did you snatch it out of his hands? And then did you run away from him? She asked. I smiled, very cute. I was a buzzing bee, I said. Mrs. holded out her hand. May I have it, please? She asked. May I have the invitation you took from William? I rocked back and forth on my feet, because I didn't want to give it to her, that's why. Yeah, only I think it might have bounced out of my pocket, I said. Mrs. bended down next to me. She leaned way down into my face. I want that invitation, she said. Now! I did a gulp. Then I quick put my hand in my pocket. Good news. I found it, I said, very nervous. Give it to William, said Mrs. Crybaby William put out his hand. I shoved it at him. Here, Mr. Stinky Head Tattletale Boy, I said. Here's your stinky head invitation. Mrs. eyes got real big. Junie B. Jones, that's quite enough. Now you go sit down, and I don't want to hear another word. Do you understand, young lady? Not one more word. And so that's how come I walked very slumping to my seat. I put my head on my table, because guess why? Laying low again. That's why. Chapter 6, Daydreaming. Mrs. took attendance. Attendance is where you say, I'm here, except when you're not here, you have to be quiet. Also, we said, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. That is called opening ceremonies, I think. After that, we sat down, and Mrs. passed out our workbooks. She told us the pages to turn to. It was work about different kinds of shapes, like circles and squares and triangles. I am a breeze at that stuff. Only I couldn't even concentrate very good on account of I kept daydreaming about that birthday party. Daydreaming is like night dreaming, only it's not night, and you're not asleep, and you're not dreaming. I kept on thinking about how everybody was going to that party, only not me. I was the only one in all of room 9. I wish Lucille and Grace weren't going too, I thought to just myself, because that would be nice sports of them. After a while, I tapped on Lucille. You are my bestest good friend, I told her. Lucille smiled at me. You are my bestest good friend too, she said. I touched her new dress. You look very precious today, I said. Lucille fluffed herself. Thank you. You look very precious today too, she said back. I touched her fingernails with polish on them. I wish you and me could be twins, I said. Me too. I wish you and me could be twins too, she said. Just then my whole face got happy. Lucille! Lucille! I just thought of something! You and me can pretend we are twins, and we can do everything just the same. And so on Saturday, you can come to my house, and I will put nail polish on my nails just like you, and you will stay home from that birthday party just like me. Lucille didn't say anything back. I tapped on her. How come you're not talking, twin? I said. How come you're not saying anything back? Because I want to go to the party, that's why, said Lucille. I did a huffy breath at her. Yes, Lucille, I know you want to go to the party, but now you and me are twins, and twins have to do everything just the same. And so if I don't go to the party, then you can't go to the party too on account of that is the twin rules. No, it's not, said Lucille. My cousins are twins, and one is a boy and one is a girl, and they don't do anything alike. I jumped up from my chair. Yeah, only that is not the kind of twin I want to be, madame, I yelled. Mrs. snapped her loud fingers at me. Sit down, she hollered. Just then that Jim I hate turned around in his chair and he laughed real mean at me because I was in trouble. Turn around your fatty head, I said. Only he didn't turn it around, and so that's how come I had to run to his table and I had to turn it around for him. Junie B. Jones, shouted Mrs. What are you doing? I am turning around his fatty head, I explained. Oh my, here's a picture of Junie B. Jones trying to turn around Jim's head for him and the teacher reacting and another kid next to Junie B. looking very surprised. Mrs. hurried to where I was and she quick took my arm and she marched me into the hall. She pointed to the principal's office. Go, she said real angry. I did a gulp. Yeah, only I'm not actually supposed to go there anymore, I said, 'cause me and Mother had a talk about it, and she said for me not to get sent there again. Mrs. Face got red as a tomato. She started counting numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so that's how come I hurried up and walked. 'Cause teachers who count numbers are the scariest kind there is. And so that was the end of chapter 6. That's the end of our part 2 of Junie B. Jones and That Meanie Jim's Birthday by Barbara Park, illustrated by Denise Brunkus. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, click the bell, and I will see you soon for part 3.